also just as, something that I enjoy doing. Yeah. So immigrated here a couple years back, and now this is just what I love to do. My firm represents people in all 50 states. Okay, we've been doing that for years. And when I mean for years, from the very beginning, the reason is because immigration is federal law. And so it's the same law in all 50 states. Okay, so for that reason, my practice expands to all 50 states, and I've been able to help people in all 50 states. So, guys, the hot topic that I'm discussing today is my spouse keeps threatening to call immigration on me, especially anytime she asks me for something and I refuse. Anytime he asks me for something and I refuse, could be sex, could be money. Anytime they ask and I say no, or I say later, the immediate reaction is for them to threaten to call immigration on me. The reason they do that is to create fear in me, to make me fear being here in the US. So they threaten to call immigration on me or threaten to divorce me, all because they feel like these are the two things that can really, really affect me. Okay. So that's the scenario when you have a spouse who keeps threatening to call immigration on you, keeps threatening to divorce you. What are you to do in that instance? What are your options? And this is a question that I get all the time. I even just got it today. What do I do if that's the scenario? I have a spouse who keeps threatening to call immigration on me, keeps threatening to divorce me, keeps saying that they'll get me deported back to my home country. They say all this because they be as a way to keep control over me, and as a way to keep manipulating me into getting whatever they want. Could be sex, could be money, name it. If they want something from me, then they're gonna use fear against me. They're gonna manipulate me by threatening to get me, deported or arrested, or even threatening to divorce me. Now, the question is, what are my legal options? Do I have anything available to me? And the answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. You do have options. Okay. If your spouse, hi, Angela, if your spouse is constantly threatening to get you deported, constantly threatening to call immigration on you, constantly threatening to divorce you. If you're doing one of these three things, okay, either directly or indirectly, and if they make you, in other words, if they make you feel guilty, they use control, they use manipulation to get what they want, and your spouse is a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, I want you to call my office right now. Okay, my number is on the screen. But if you can't see it, I'll say it again, 901-306-7123. I want you to call my office right now. Right now. I have people waiting to take your call so they can schedule you for a phone or Zoom consultation so we can talk further about how I can help you, okay? I've helped so many people who are in these situations, okay? People who for years, just kept staying married to someone who was threatening to get them deported, threatening to divorce them, and using their emotions against them, using fear against them. I've helped people who are in marriages like these for years and felt they had no other choice. They remained in that marriage because they felt like, wow, this person could do me harm. If this sounds like you, if this sounds like someone you know, what I want you to do is drop what you're doing right now. Pick up the phone, call my office right this minute, right this second at 901-306-7123, because I guarantee that I can help you, okay? So again, if your spouse keeps threatening to divorce you, threatening to call immigration on you, threatening to get you deported, and not because you entered the marriage falsely. I mean, this is a true marriage. You entered this marriage because you love this person. You entered this marriage because you felt you had the same goals in life. You felt you could be a support to each other. You felt you could be a help to each other. You entered this marriage with true, genuine reasons, but your US citizen spouse or your green card holder spouse over time began to use your fear of being deported against you, began to use your fear of not getting a green card against you, began to use your fear of being alone against you. If these sound like you, I want you to give me a call. The other thing I want to talk about is if your spouse is constantly asking you for things, right? Like unreasonable amounts of money when your spouse knows you have rent to pay, when your spouse knows you have school to pay for, they still keep asking you for unreasonable amounts of money. Okay, more money than a spouse would normally ask for, or they ask you for money at times when they know you have rent due, you have school to pay for, or you have other, reasonable expenses to pay for, but they demand it now. Okay, if your spouse asks you for sex, and they say, no, I want it now, cannot wait, can't wait, if you tell them I can't do it right now, or let's do that later, it becomes a problem, and they start threatening to get you deported, or they start telling you, remember, I'm the reason you're here in the first place. Without me, what would you do? If they start sort of threatening you and making you kind of feel guilty for not being able to do it right then, that second, not that you said no forever, but just not right now. If that sounds like your spouse or sounds like someone you know, I want you to tell the person to give my office a call right this moment, right this second. I can help you. Reason I know I can help you, and the reason I'm able to point at these scenarios and circumstances is because these are things I see all the time in the people that I've been able to help. Okay, and guys, remember, as you're joining, the rule is, as you're joining, put your questions below and I'll answer them. Okay, put any questions you have on the bottom of the screen and I will answer them. If it's a question that I feel requires more time with me and you, I will tell you to call my office, schedule a phone consultation. We can go from there. Okay, so guys, if this sounds like you or someone you know, okay, who's constantly being threatened by their spouse, their U.S. citizen spouse, or their green card holder spouse, they are constantly being threatened to get deported, constantly being threatened that ICE will be called on them, constantly being threatened that that their spouse will divorce them, and this is obviously as a way to keep control over the person. Guys, if you know someone like this, or if you are someone like this, I just want you to drop exactly what you're doing right now. Pick up the phone, call my office, which is 901-306-7123. Let's get you helped. Again, I help people in all 50 states, right? All 50 states, right? So it doesn't matter if you're in DC, it doesn't matter if you're in Texas, it does not matter whatsoever where you are, as long as you're living in the US. And this sounds like you, or sounds like someone you know, I want you to tell them to call my office right now. I also want you to tag, share this video, because I literally have just one more minute before I have to jump off. I don't have a lot of time today. So this is a very, very quick live. I don't see any questions on Facebook. Let me see if I have any questions coming up on Instagram. And then we can go from there. VAWA takes different times. Someone asked me how long does it take. It takes different times for different cases. The average case takes about 2 years. Okay, average case takes about 2 years. But in between that, we usually get you a work authorization card and other things. All right, guys, literally have to go. It's 1:30 and I have a 1:30. I hope this helped you or someone that you know. Please share, tag, share the information. Don't be stingy. Share it, especially with someone that you know is in this predicament. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.